Yo gang, hello again, Trollbot.exe again, back on Trollbot Studios, ready to record another video. And today we're doing part 2 of the Iczer 1 review. So I already covered the characters and story in part 1, so all I can do now is just get you guys caught up. So Iczer 1 is a direct-to-VHS anime from 1985. It is created by Toshihiro Hirano and AIC, and it has 3 episodes. Also, there exists a special version of the anime. However, the only thing special is that it rearranges some scenes. So, let's continue on with the episodes. Since Iczer 1 is split into 3 episodes, there's not a lot of material to cover. And also, when it was released in America, I think it was just released as a movie. Anyway, it was released in America in 1990, I think. And since due to its content, and also because Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z didn't make it to America, Pokemon didn't even exist back then, Iczer 1 got ported directly to VHS. The reason I mentioned Pokemon and DBZ is because those are the 2 anime that really caused the medium to pop off in America. The episodes are insanely fast-paced, and to be honest, I kind of wish we got a couple more episodes to really expand the story and fix a lot of issues. I feel like it could have done with 5 episodes at least, but that would have been a problem since Episode 1 was released in 85, Episode 2 in 86, and Episode 3 in 87. So that would have been an issue. I'll pitch my solution at the end of the video. And also, Episode 2 is the only episode with the real title, Challenge of Iczer Sigma. Also, another note, one of the main factors of Iczer 1 designed to appeal to a male audience is Iczer 1 being a Yuri anime, with heavy lesbian connotations, seen in how Trollbot was changed from a male to a female, while retaining the character's relationship to Sepia. And on a much broader point, this is the first anime I reviewed with no significant male characters. Every significant character is female, with the exception of Big Gold being an it. And its voice actor, Shiozawa, was also the only prominent male voice actor in the anime. Okay, we got that cleared up. The Mecha. The second best aspect about this anime is the Mecha. The Mecha look really good. I really like the Iczer Robo, though I wish it had more distinct powers that allow it to stand out from the rest of the crowd. It is easily my favorite robot out of the 3 that appear. The other 2 robots that appear are the Iczer Sigma and Delos Theta. Now, Delos Theta appears first, and it's probably my least favorite design of the 3 because, to be honest, it's kind of forgettable compared to Iczer Robot and Iczer Sigma. Iczer Sigma is my second favorite design because of the coloration and the really cool visor. It has probably the best head of all 3 mechs. Like, I really like the shape of it and the visor. Though the body shape of Iczer Robo just appeals to me more. So how do the mechs work? Well, they require synchronization with partners, with the exception of Delos Theta, which just requires a pilot. So Robo and Sigma are piloted by Iczer 1 and Nagisa, and Iczer 2 and Sepia, respectively. Oh my gosh, there are a whole lot of missed opportunities here. Both mechs require synchronization between the 2 partners, so they both have to be of one accord. The mechs are pulled out of pocket dimensions owned by Iczer 1 and 2. See, I told you they was broken. And the mechs can be summoned out of the pocket dimensions. Because this is an OVA, the staff clearly took advantage of it, since they were not subjected to TV standards. So, once Nagisa and Sepia get inside the robots, their clothes disintegrate and they are in the trap butt booty naked. And also, the machines have tubes that go all across the pilot's bodies. So during mech fights, it looks like they're in test tubes or something like that. So the pilot and space droid would have to cooperate and synchronize in order for the machine to attack or move. Otherwise, the machine is completely useless. The mech fights are okay. To be honest, I kind of wish there was more action between mechs. Like they don't really feel like fights. They feel like conversations that lead into like 3 attacks and 1 mech is down. And thus, there isn't really any fight choreography. So that was pretty disappointing on first watch. And also, since most of the series takes place at night, it's really hard to see the mech action. So now we got that cleared up, let's move on to animation and music. Okay, the animation. Since this is an OVA, the animation got a higher budget, and thus the animation is smooth. And each character has extremely high detail to them, with multiple layers of shading and stuff like that. But the more OVAs I watched, the more it appears to be an AIC thing rather than an OVA thing. Just look at some of these stills, they're of stunning quality. I also want to note that since this is an OVA, Iczer 1 is more willing to show more mature scenes. For example, Nagisa showering, Iczer 2 floating in the pod but booty naked, and most notably, when given new clothes by Iczer 1, Nagisa's new clothes armor is noticeably suggestive, as it is pointed out how her legs fill up her new miniskirt very nicely. This comes from many sources in and outside the anime proper. Note this is Japan in the 80s, so I don't know what you was expecting, but to be honest, expect nothing less from OVAs of the time. Okay, let's talk about the music. The music was all composed by the late Chume Watanabe, who did music for the Metal Hero series during the Space Sheriff era, aka Gavin the Spiel Band, and the music for the first 6 Super Sentai, Mazinger Z and Great Mazinger, amongst many other anime. To be honest, I'm not impressed by his work here, because the whole time I was like, where's the bass? There is no bass. I mean, there is bass, but in this instance, the operational definition of bass is anything that stands out from what he has already done and continues to do. Well, there's actually reason to it. When Hirano hired Watanabe, Hirano wanted Watanabe to create a score with no background music, just all insert songs. And this was his attempt at doing that, but as a result, very few tracks stand out. The Iczer Robo's theme song almost seems like it was carried over from the theme song of Daileon, the mech from Juspian, which was released the same year as episode 1, being 85. He also composes all 3 of the ending theme songs, which also have their lyrics all written by Fumiko Okada. The first ending song, the title track, and the third ending song, Eternal Iczer 1, are both sung by Miki Kakizawa, while the second episode's ending was sung by Yuko Kusunoki. The second ending is called Never Run Away, and is easily my favorite track of the entire soundtrack. I just like how the pre-chorus is arranged, and also the singer's voice is really good. Okay, the conclusion. Iczer 1 is a good anime. It's certainly enjoyable, but there's not much that really makes it stand out. My proposed solution is extend the episodes from 30 minutes to an hour, and having it be like 5 episodes that release more consistently and on a shorter schedule. And during those 5 episodes, I would have had more of an established worldview, expand on the Cthulhu, have a character relationship between Nagisa and Sepia, as they were heavily promoted as being opposites, so I thought I'd deliver on it, and stuff like that. Overall, I'm gonna give Iczer 1 a tight 77 out of 100%. So, what to do next? I'm going to be returning to the tokusatsu genre with one of my personal favorites, 1987's Superhuman Machine Metallider. So be on the lookout. Until then, like, subscribe, and comment down below. In the meantime, later fools.